Welcome back, everybody. As students gear up to head back to the classroom, many are bringing something with them that they may not even realize: a summer's worth of lost sleep.
Later bedtime, sleeping in, and relaxed schedules can make those first weeks back especially challenging. That's why we're joined by Dr. Raymond Perkins with Baylor Scott White, pulmonary medicine. Let's talk about what this is, summer sleep debt. These kids are dealing with a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think that what happens is clearly that as the summer comes in, families are more lax at wake-up times, which is better for everybody. I think it's hard on parents as well as students this time of year. What's really happening is a circadian rhythm problem. We all have a clock inside of us that sets itself based on when we get up in the daytime, and that sets when we can go to bed and everything else. So now comes in the resuming of school year. You have to get up and get ready for school. You're used to getting up at 8, and now you're getting up at 6:30, and it seems like a big problem. And it actually is. It's something that comes on, and we know the problem is real and really can be a difficult thing getting back into the swing of things with school.
Difficult indeed. Talk a little bit more about how long it typically takes for a child's body clock to adjust to that earlier bedtime and wake up schedule.
Yeah, I think that it's really the wake-up time that we have to be concerned about. Unfortunately, when we try to correct this problem, it takes exposure to light in the early morning and some other things to help to get back into the swing of things. Typically, we know that it takes about 15 to 30 minutes every couple of days to correct the body clock to get it back where it needs to be. It really is a problem for these students because they really can't be just made to go to bed earlier, because that really doesn't help. The problem with sending your child to bed earlier is that they just won't be able to go to sleep. This is something that has to be treated really with the wake up time, particularly on weekends. As you get back into the swing of things, not letting your child sleep late again it can be on the weekend can make a big difference in how well they do it. Generally, we expect it to take about 1 to 2 weeks for most kids to get back into the typical time period. Older kids who've been allowed to sleep, till 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning may have a harder time and take even longer to get back into the swing of things.
I was going to say, that's my next question here. I feel like when I was in kindergarten or elementary school, I could just pop up and kind of go. But as I got older, high school, definitely was sleeping in. Is there a certain age group that does struggle a little more with this than most?
Absolutely. What happens to our bodies as we go through puberty is we have an extension of our circadian rhythm. And so when our circadian rhythm is longer than the 24-hour day, as we go into summer, we're more likely to go with that later and later sleep time, going to bed later, waking up later, and we're more prone when we're in our puberty, so junior high school to high school, to have this issue. It can become a real problem, can affect school performance for a lot of kids in high school.
So talk to us about some of the other impacts of a lack of sleep, or this sleep debt that we're talking about. Definitely learning, but what are some of the other impacts? Why is this so important?
Well, it's just in the way that you might suffer from jet lag if you travel somewhere else. As you come back and try to get your clock assimilated to being in school, it can cause a lot of problems. For young children, they may not show up as yawning. They may show up more as difficulty with inability to pay attention in school, irritability. We know, for instance, that in schools that have later start times, we see a decrease in a number of difficulties with discipline and with patients. With with students showing up late to school. It's irritability, feeling tired, headaches, falling asleep in the car after school. All of these things can happen, and again, can be treated, but it should be expected that it's going to take a couple of weeks to get better.
I think so many of us kind of wake up and we're tired and we say we can deal with this, but when should you see a pediatrician, or when should you reach out for help, and what can be done?
I think that in this situation, if it persists past a couple of weeks, if it's particularly difficult for the student to get back into the swing of things, their schoolwork starts to deteriorate, and it becomes a real issue, particularly with either acting out or not having issues with making it to class. Those things would probably prompt a recommendation to see a pediatrician or a sleep specialist. Mostly what has to be done is just a clock correction, there are things to be done, like I said, bright light in the morning, avoiding the tablets and phones in the evening. Those kinds of things can be helpful.
Dr. Perkins, thank you so much. It's such a great reminder for parents because now is the time to start some of those corrections and easing back in so that we're not caught off guard when everybody heads back to class in just a few days and weeks. So Dr. Perkins, thank you so much for your expertise today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.